We're going to play with one more accessory for my Total Vise today. It is for my pattern maker vise. Now, I largely bought my Total Vise, both of the bases and the Sportsman gun vise, to replace my pattern maker vise. But unbeknownst to me, because I didn't realize what it was, there's actually an accessory that lets you use the base with a pattern maker's vise, which is really cool for people who do a lot of woodwork or need the functionality of a pattern maker vise but want to add even more range to it. So let me show you what that looks like. So here is the pattern maker vise stem. Now it has a through bolt that comes with it, and then it just bolts in where this stem normally bolts in. So where that threads into the base, you just unscrew it, and there's a little flat spot. You throw a wrench on it. It's super easy. And you just remove this. You don't need this. Now I will say there's probably half a dozen different pattern maker vices on the market. They are all made just a little differently in terms of how much range they have on the inside thread. I did have to cut my bolt down a little bit that he sends. You could either put washers on it, or you can just go buy a shorter bolt. He can't really account for everything, so he sends the longest one that fits a particular brand. This one happens to be from Woodcrafters, and it needed about half the length, but not a big deal. I just threw it on my chop saw, lopped it in half, and threaded it right in, and you can see it just does a really nice job. So what do you get with this? Well, now you get twice the versatility. So now you get all the range of your pattern maker vise here. You get the big, wood jaws that a lot of people have become accustomed to. You get a massive amount of travel here. And once you have something in it, I don't have a good option, but let's just say this was a piece of wood that we were working on. Now that we are doing something with our pattern maker vise, we can do the same thing. We can loosen all of this up. Well, that didn't go well. So, obviously we've got this in here. Now we can bring it to the vertical. I've got my stop in there, so same thing. It's not going to fall over and needlessly injure or break anything. So very, very secure there. If I need to and I want to go vertical, I can pull this pin and then lower it into a 90-degree position over here, and you can see it works very, very well like that. And just like other things, I can loosen this now and I can send it in a totally different direction, and it 100% holds. This is pretty cool. I don't do a lot of this kind of woodworking, but I know that these pattern maker vices are really critical for people who do large-scale woodwork, and being able to move it in every direction really just seems like a really cool function to do with this. And again, the way Jeff makes these vices, I mean, they don't move once you've got it locked down. I can easily come back up. I can lock it into position. Now it's good to go. I can loosen this up again, and I can swing it around. I can do a lot of things with it. So it's actually been really interesting playing with some of these accessories. Like I said, I wouldn't normally order this. This is something that he sent me. And it's pretty cheap. It was somewhere around $30. I can't remember exactly, but it's a relatively inexpensive add-on. I have used it in conjunction with my bow base also, and I had this bolted down and put this in there, and it worked just fine. But again, it sort of defeats some of the purpose because you're still only getting one axis with the bow base. Really, if you're going to use this and you want to utilize everything, you're going to want the crossover base because that gives you all of the ability to angle both forward and back in any direction that you want to. And again, it's just so easy to use this thing. I can't say enough about it. Just really, really a big fan of how he designs this stuff. I don't really have... I'd love to get more accessories to play with just to see how they work. But I don't make knives. I don't work on transmissions. Like, he literally has a mounting plate to put a transmission on here. It's really crazy. He's got this awesome roller track that goes on the side of a bench. I would almost be tempted to get one of those and then mount some heavy board on the side so that I could put a 90-degree mount on this and then roll it back and forth, because I think that would be pretty cool. There's a lot of things that can be done with this that really help you suit it to whatever, your particular needs are. So anyway, just one more accessory I wanted to show off, and there it is. So I hope that showing you all of these different Total Vise options gives you an idea of the things that you can do with it, different ways that you can kind of cut cost one way or the other if that's important to you. If you want the ultimate, most robust system, go with the crossover. If you just need something really simple, you can go with the bow stand base. They both do a great job. They just do different things. If you're going to work on anything heavy, though, and you don't know if you're going to need any articulation, I would just spend the extra money and get the bigger one. But, it's your choice. And if I haven't said it, his customer service is amazing. So before I even published any of my videos, I had a problem with my first crossover base. There was a piece of metal that was catching on the stem, and it had just been bent a little bit too much. I wrote him, said, hey, here's what it's doing. I sent a couple pictures, said, is this normal? Like, I'm having trouble. Without even questioning it and not knowing, that I do videos or that it would in any way impact him, he said, not a problem. I'm going to send you a new one. There'll be a return label. Just send me the old one. And sure enough, like 4 days later, I had a brand new crossover vise base and put the old one in the box and shipped it back to him. So that's just great customer service. Anyway, there it is. I hope this helps. And in the future, I don't have any other accessories for it right now, but if I end up getting anything else for it, I will definitely let you know.